Our community is 26 square miles, but our growth is between our metro corridors, the Rosslyn-Boston corridor, and then the Jeff Davis corridor down in Crystal City. They're able to put some height and density in their buildings. And we have this wonderful open space.
But can the metro corridors do more than just produce tax revenues to pay for open space and other amenities? Arlington has found that they can do much more. They can change the way people live, work, and play. In Crystal City and Roslyn, planners and residents are making the streets livelier, creating more transit options, and adding ground floor retail. The changes all come together in Clarendon.
To make an area like Clarendon work, you have to have a good mix. There's a shopping mall here, Market Common. There's residential, so people live here, and there's office space. They can work here.
We had a better ability to apply our current planning principles to that neighborhood, and you can see the difference. It's a magnet now for retail, for restaurants, and for nightlife.
And so I like to take our groups on this particular little walk because this is about 500,000 square feet of infill on that block. There have been, at least 2,000 to 3,000 housing units added in this, within 6 blocks of here. And yet here you are on a county park with absolutely no traffic. This was part of that community benefit in return for accepting Market Common.
So, do you think we're still a suburb, or are we an urban community, or what are we?
Oh, I think Arlington is its own special community. I think parts of Arlington are very urban, and large parts are very suburban.
We've actually moved quite seamlessly from a bedroom community to a well-planned and designed city in a way that doesn't bring the negatives what people sort of associate with cities. They think of cities as having crime and bad schools and all these other things. Our city has fabulous schools. Our city has great parks. Our city has top services. We have safe community. We have a very low crime rate. So we've been able to transition from a bedroom community to all the best things of a suburban area or rural area while having the character, physical build-out, and transit options of a city.
Arlington has learned that you don't have to have a subway system to practice smart growth.
We regularly have people come to visit us from across the world. Now, often people say, well, this is great. They had the investment of a subway system, and so we don't have that. I guess we can't do it. But what we've been doing most recently is taking people down to Shirlington. I mean, it is quintessentially a car-oriented community with a bus transfer station there and providing great transit access, but it's off the interstate. What we've done is taking a community that could be literally anywhere in America and created a walkable, mixed-use community where people live and work and play. They're there all hours of the day and night. It is vibrant, it is dynamic, and you can park your car. You can drive there, and you can park your car, but you can do everything on foot. And so it's that kind of model that we learned from our work in the Rosslyn-Boston corridor that we took to Shirlington, and that can be taken to literally any commercial area anywhere in suburban America.
But how can communities reduce traffic without investing millions in a subway system?
Density is your friend when it comes to traffic. So you need to make it dense enough that the parking can be put underground and the buildings can be adjacent to one another so that when you're a pedestrian, you can create a retail area and a street pedestrian-friendly environment create the kinds of places that have been in traditional cities, which I think in a lot of cases in America people have forgotten how to do cities.
Destination, Crystal City.
We've seen in some locations the traffic is lower today than it was in the 70s.
Even though I assume there's been an increase in the population from the 70s.
The population is more than doubled, and the office population is more than doubled.
How is that possible?
Our metro ridership just in the last 10 years countywide is up over 40%, and people are walking more. Most of Northern Virginia is totally car dependent. People absolutely have to have a car for most daily functions.
What are the concerns about what might happen as a result of smart growth?
It's more a fear of the impacts of overdevelopment. There'll be too many cars on the street, or my small community that I've come to enjoy is certainly changed a lot. And, you know, what will it be like for me? How will my day-to-day life change?
We've got this new development, intense development here in these corridors. We've got frontier areas. And there's a frontier between the single-family home and the less developed area and the more intense development. And I don't believe we've really resolved that.
I know the tension between single-family homes and even that 3 to 4 story kind of development, like where do the cars go, and you know, how about the delivery truck, and am I going to have big trucks on my street? But I think there are enough places like this in the county that we could have a community conversation that really is taking the best of this, but respecting the single-family or low multifamily neighborhoods that we already do have, and that are part of that initial pact from the 70s of, you know, we're going to concentrate development on 11% of the land, and we're going to protect the neighborhoods.